Wow, man. I just watched Inception. Totally great movie. Original idea and concept. Also, Leonardo DiCaprio, absolute stud.
One, go.
Well, actually, man, Inception isn't so original. A lot of the plot, scenes, and characters were based off an anime called Paprika.
I don't know, man. That dream sequence scene where they levitate and fight on the walls of the hotel hallway was something I feel that hasn't been done before.
That specific scene directly links to Paprika. The imagery, style, and action sequence of that scene are all undeniably taken from Paprika.
Okay, so maybe Inception borrows from another movie. So what? It's not like movies are created in a vacuum.
True, but if we don't acknowledge certain homages or influences and pretend that such works are completely original, we lose a sense of the bigger picture that is surrounding the movie.
You mean to tell me all my favorite movies and animations aren't 100% original? I might as well move to a crater.
You might want to pack your bags, man. Especially in terms of animation, many American TV shows have borrowed or flat out copied anime. Anime has influenced many American TV shows and movies, some of them more obvious than others. Similar to how Christopher Nolan, who's known for his original and highly creative stories, practically copied Satoshi Kon's Paprika. Disney is also guilty of this in borrowing from Kimba the White Lion.
You mean to tell me that The Lion King isn't a Disney original?
Yes, sir. Similarly to Nolan's Inception, Lion King borrowed stylistic and artistic elements from an anime called Kimba the White Lion. Many of the characters in Lion King are identical to those in Kimba the White Lion, from protagonistic lion characters to hyena sidekicks and animated birds.
Wow. Was there any pushback from the guy who made Kimba the White Lion?
Actually, there was. 488 Japanese cartoonists and animators signed a petition to urge Disney to acknowledge credit of Kimba the White Lion in the making of Lion King. Unfortunately, the Lion King director and those high up on Disney have yet to acknowledge credit of Kimba the White Lion in the inspiration and making of Lion King.
I mean, I knew that anime certainly influenced American animation, but not to that extent. You mean to tell me American classics like Astro Boy, Power Rangers, and Transformers were all influenced by anime?
Yes and no. All of those TV shows and movies are anime. All the above shows and movies were remade for American audiences, and since then, the American remakes have made billions of dollars worldwide.
Why is it that these American shows have no real references to Japanese language or culture? It's not like you see Japanese words or Tokyo in these movies and TV shows.
American shows that heavily borrow from anime are often stripped of all references to Japan by the editors, as it is and was believed that too much Japaneseness would drive away the American consumer.
With the rising popularity of anime, hasn't this been proven wrong? Is its great commercial success and popularity not a signifier that the West enjoys consuming Japanese content?
To a degree, yes, but it's not that simple. If American shows and movies that borrowed from anime didn't cut out certain Japanese elements, it'd be hard to say for certain if American viewers would still consume such products. Anime is argued to be culturally odorless by some anthropologists, but that is not entirely true either. You cannot produce media from a country, certainly not one with a culture that is unique as intense as Japan's, without retaining some cultural ideas and narratives that are held throughout the country. So anime finds itself in a strange middle ground with regards to influence. Anime isn't culturally imperialist like old Western movies, but they're not as culturally odorless as some people make them out to be.
All right. So anime influenced some, maybe a lot of American shows and movies, particularly animated ones. Why the hell should we care?
Well, let me ask you this. Why should we care about history? Why do people study World War II, the ancient Greeks and Romans, ancient hunter-gatherer societies? It gives us a greater sense of how we got here today and what the future may hold for tomorrow. Movies and television are cultural products and tell us a lot about the current state and progression of society. If we pretend such American movies and TV shows have no connection to anime, we lose a sense of their historical place. Why don't I go ask some strangers for their thoughts on this topic?
Sounds awesome, man. I'm gonna go binge some anime while you're out.
I'm here with Dre. I'm going to ask him some questions about anime and his consumption of Japanese media. Dre, have you ever watched any anime or consumed any type of Japanese media?
I've watched some Miyazaki films, but other than that, no anime. No.
What appeals to you about Miyazaki films?
I I just like the animation. I feel like it's very different from American Pixar, Disney type films. It's a lot more like fantastical, but kind of I don't know has a more of a bigger picture to it. I think more so than just like a kid's fairy tale or something like that.
Yeah, definitely. Are there any like American shows, like Power Rangers, like or Godzilla that come to mind that are kind of like have been influenced by anime or Japanese culture in general?
I don't watch those in particular. I don't know, maybe something like Pokemon or something like that. But yeah,
Definitely. Little fun fact: did you know Inception was based off of an anime called Paprika?
wow,
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah, like entire storyline, like
Yeah.
plot, characters,
Yeah,
same thing pretty much.
Paprika,
Yeah,
nice.
it's very interesting. In a different topic, but still within anime, what do you think of like sexualization within anime? Like of women, what do you think like the implications of that are? Like just how people view women and people just growing up and seeing those sexual images on the screen.
Yeah, I think there's definitely kind of sexual connotation associated with females and like anime for sure. I think they're some of their features are definitely emphasized, which kind of gives them a more materialistic view on women, which isn't great. But yeah, it's definitely a prominent part of anime culture from what I've heard.
Definitely. All right, thanks, Ray. All right, I'm here with J-Raj. I'm going to ask him some questions about anime and Japanese culture. J-Raj, have you ever watched any anime or consumed any type of Japanese media?
Yeah, I've watched a little bit of Naruto and some shows here and there. So yeah,
What appealed to you to watch those shows?
it's just interesting to watch anime because I feel like it's like kind of just like interesting to see them like talk in a different way and like just read their facial expressions and their actions, and like it kind of portrays the story like in a different manner. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Would you watch it like subtitled or dubbed?
Yeah, subtitled.
Subtitled. Gotcha. What do you think about like American shows that might have been influenced from anime or Japanese shows?
I feel like there are a lot of shows in the U.S. that have been influenced by Japanese shows. Shows like Power Rangers, and like SpongeBob,
Mm-hmm.
and like
course.
I feel like it's just like kind of just transfers from like one place to another just by like, cause it attracts so much audience and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'm here with Tom Chang. I'm asking him about anime and his consumption of Japanese media. Tom, have you ever watched any anime or consumed any type of Japanese media?
Japanese cartoons,
Which ones?
Crayon Shinchan, and like Doraemon, and like there's another one, but I don't know the name.
What drew you to watch those anime shows? What appealed to you to
They're
those
funny.
shows? Yeah.
Some of them are wholesome. Yeah.
Did you watch them dubbed or subbed?
No, they were translated already.
Are there any like American shows that come to mind that might have been influenced from anime or Japanese culture?
Not from the shows I watched. I don't think I've seen any.
But you've seen like Godzilla and Power Rangers and Pokemon.
No, I was never really into Pokemon. I was Power Rangers, maybe. It was so young, I don't remember.
I'm here with Jack Fair. I'm going to ask him some questions about anime and Japanese media. Jack, have you ever watched any anime or consumed any type of Japanese media?
Pokemon.
Yeah. What appeals to you about Pokemon?
When I was younger, it was I lived in Asia, and that was kind of the trend that was going on, so.
Makes a lot of sense. Does any like American shows come to mind that might have been based in Japanese culture or been influenced from like anime?
Oh,
that
yeah.
kind of thing?
like a lot of TV shows I watched when I was younger, and I still enjoy today. Like the Justice League stuff, the Young Justice, Teen Titans, like all that stuff. I'm sure was definitely inspired by earlier anime.
Yeah, there's definitely a connection there.
すごい。映像はとっても面白かった。今日はたくさん学ぶだ。